Hey, what is happening out there, my collector friends? I've got 8 new purchases. I have been amassing new purchases, but for the most part, I have not been sharing them with the masses, which is you. So bad collector, Adam, bad collector. I better get my act together, start showing off these new purchases. I want to be on the nice list. Nice Chris, what? I guess there's a few nice Chris's in the hobby, like Chris from Missouri. I want to be on the nice list so I can get a nice Christmas present. Wait a minute. I think maybe I forgot the reason for the season. I'm totally blessed, although I find things to complain about because sometimes I don't recognize how blessed I am. So hey, I've got room for growth, that's for sure. But that's beside the point. I want to show off these new purchases, talk about how each one fits in my collection, and as an added bonus, I'll show off in pairs an old purchase together with a new purchase. And so without further ado, let's do it. Oh man. All right, on the left, speaking of the man, Stan the Man. Now some people consider this his rookie or one of his rookies, 48 leaf, but it's really 49 leaf. Or 48, 49 leaf. Look at that. The color, the registration, the sharpness. In a pristine one. The back is beautiful. So, Standemonium here in the Vintage Sanctuary. Now, you want to see something that is absolutely stantacular? Woohoo! This is his true rookie. I think most people would say that, although I guess he probably has a couple of other, non-mainstream cards that came around earlier. I did show this one off before recently, but the rest of my new purchases I have not. In a Vintage Greatness 3, the 48 Bowman, Stan the Man, rookie card. Absolutely stantacular. And then the back is wonderful, outstanding. Now, how do these fit into my collection? I thought you'd never ask. I'm looking to do a Stan the Man player run, all of his Bowman cards, all of his Topps cards, as well as his one Leaf card. I also have his Red Man Tobacco, but basically all of his Bowman, all of his Topps. And then, hey, some other cards as well, like this glorious Leaf card, which is probably my favorite. I don't know, the Red Man's probably my favorite. So, why in the heck would I collect Stan the Man? Well, because, what an awesome person. Just wonderful person. Insanely great player. One of the all-time greats that went into that golden era. And, 3-time MVP. So this card right here on the right, this 48 Bowman, Stan the Man rookie card, I got a long ways to go, but it's a big piece that will enable me to ultimately finish my Topps and Bowman Stan the Man runs. All right. Many of you know that I collect what I call Yankee contributors, particularly from their 4-in-a-row World Series victories from 1936 through 1939, and from their 5-in-a-row World Series victories from 1949 through 1953. Well, Allie Reynolds, Super Chief, was their best pitcher during that time. I've got quite a run of his cards. I'm looking to put together all of his Bowman cards, all of his Topps cards, and this is one I've had for quite a while that I just find to be absolutely glorious. Just the subtle beauty of this card. I absolutely love the 1950 Bowman. Well, I've got a new Allie Reynolds card to show off. Of course, it's under the curtain or under the tissue. By the way, I have a copy of this card already that was gifted to me. A ungraded version by Scott, Reindeer Studios. Thank you so much, Scott. I wanted to get a graded version as well. I present to you the 1953 Bowman Super Chief. Woohoo! I have wanted a graded copy as well for a long time, and finally one came along that fit the bill, and 99 bucks. I think the seller wanted 109. I went for 99. That seemed to be within the comps. But I tell you what, I have hardly ever seen one that is this nice. I mean, that registration is absolutely spot on. Look at that. Look at that intensity. That is a really sweet card. All right, let me go ahead and turn it over and show you the back. Back looks really nice too. So that is a card that I've wanted for quite a while. The Super Chief, a big-time Yankee contributor. I know I've mentioned this before. At one point, just one vote away from the Hall of Fame. All right, let's go basketball, shall we? So one of the players I collect for basketball is the doctor himself, Dr. J. In my humble opinion, grace and class personified. Not only that, his style of play, poetry in motion, to me, probably the most beautiful player to watch. Just the way that he, just kind of flew through the air, and the way that he just sort of moved, so graceful and so amazing, even more than Michael Jordan in my mind. Just in terms of, I would rather watch Dr. J, even though Michael Jordan was poetry in motion as well. I got his rookie card here in a Gem Mint 4.5 at the National this year in 2024. A lot of corner wear, kind of off center, lots of print issues, out of focus. I can barely stand looking at it. Totally joking. Back is off center. Hey, that doesn't bother me a bit, and it's kind of obvious, isn't it? But check that beauty out. What a stunner. All right. There was a card that came up recently, fairly recently, maybe a month ago, I'm not sure. It was an auction, but the opening bid was 75 bucks, and I won the card. I was the only bidder for 75 bucks. I present to you, the 72 Topps All-Star Dr. J. So I now have his base card and his All-Star card in a sensational 6. Look at that. How cool is that with the red and blue borders there? The red, white, and blue basketball. Just the move that Dr. J's got going on, the yellow star. There is, that's not on the card. That's just a little thing. There we go. It is gone. Yeah, the 1972 Topps Dr. J ABA All-Stars. Centered, sharp, sweet, so vibrant. Super stoked to add that one to my collection. Yeah, I've got a long way to go on my Dr. J collection. I also collect all of his star cards, and I'm almost done with those. I don't have very many. There are not too many Dr. J star cards that I do not have. So there you have it, a pair of Dr. J's from 1972. All right, so many of you know I am working on getting at least 62 variations of the 2022 Topps Aaron Judge base card in honor of Aaron Judge's epic 62 home run record from that year. In case you're wondering, I am up to 54 out of 62. So I am up to roughly 87%. I'm going to keep working to 62 and probably beyond. At some point, I will do a judge update video. But I've got a couple of new judges. So, feel free to judge me if you want. This one I've had for a while. This is the Aqua Wave Refractor. Oh, groovy, or at least wavy. And There's 199 of these bad boys on the planet, or maybe less if any got destroyed, although that's unlikely. I paid $20.22. That was my best offer. That was accepted, but that's not the new card. The new card that I have not shown before is on the right. It's one of the 54 I have so far. I won this at auction for $48. We are talking about the Green Wave Refractor. Same pattern as the Aqua Wave, except this is the green. $48 for this minty fresh 9. And look at that color. That's definitely minty fresh. Oh, how sweet is that? The Aqua Wave Refractor out of $199 and the Green Wave Refractor out of $99. I tell you what, I am having a blast. You know, go back a year or two ago and I was like, yeah, I just don't have any interest in collecting modern cards. And I still don't really want to collect that many modern cards. But I'm having a blast going after these 62 variations of the 2022 Topps Aaron Judge base card. I already had the Aqua Wave Refractor, and now we add the Green Wave Refractor. All right, I'm just going to keep judging myself until Judgment Day. At least one Judgment Day I'm thinking of is when I've got the 62 variations of the 2022 Topps or Topps Chrome Aaron Judge. This card on the left I've had for a little while. And it is the Chartreuse Refractor. There are only 15 of these on the planet. Oh, how sweet is that? How sweet is that? In a minty fresh 9. Chartreuse is kind of like a green gold. What a beautiful card. This is the Ben Baller edition. I've got quite a few of these Ben Ballers. Only 15 in the world. I haven't had this too long, maybe, a couple months or 3 months, something like that. But then recently, I got the card on the right. And let me just check because I want to let you know how much that one was. Let's see. All right, that one was $152.50. I won it at auction. The opening bid was like $150. So there were like 2 bids. One for the opening bid and then my bid. Without further ado, the Ben Baller Chrome Rose Gold Refractor. Oh, now here's the deal. Here is the deal. This now becomes my rarest 2022 Judge. I've got, like I mentioned, quite a collection of the Ben Ballers and, of course, a lot of others as well. At some point, I'll do a, huge Judge video again. But this now becomes my rarest Judge. Only 10, number 7 out of 10. The Rose Gold Refractor Aaron Judge. So as I mentioned, I am having an absolute blast judging the hell out of myself and gathering the 62 copies. Eventually, I'd like them all to be serial. I'd like to have 62 that are serial numbered, although there's some that are not serial numbered that I will absolutely keep as well. But right now, I mentioned I'm at the 54 out of 62. As far as serial numbered goes, I'm at 41 out of 62, which would be roughly 66%. So yeah, judging the hell out of myself, whoops, and absolutely loving it. Oh, so one of the players that I collect is Willie Mays, because I think he's probably the best all-around player ever. And from the golden era of baseball, and he played with such a joy. And so I have been blessed to have his 52 Topps card. I've shown this before. In a 2.5. Wow. Such a beautiful card. I know I've mentioned this. This was in a PSA Authentic, not Authentic Altered, but just Authentic, that I bought at the 2022 National, and I was curious why it did not get a numerical grade, so I sent it in the PSA holder to SGC. That cost me the better part of $100. I think about 100-ish bucks total, maybe a little bit less. And lo and behold, they gave it a 2.5. So I was super stoked because I kind of wanted a numerical grade. Well, I've got a long way to go. I want to do a Willie Mays Topps run. Now, maybe not Bowman, because that 51 Bowman is kind of a stopper. So, we'll see if that ever happens. But this sets me up certainly to do the Topps run. But I've got a ways to go. There's quite a few that I don't have, but I've got, this big one. I have just added recently the 1962 Topps Willie Mays in a Fantastic Four. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Wow. Such a sweet, sweet card. I mean, to me, this is kind of the perfect balance of eye appeal and price. This was like $139.99. I think that was the minimum bid, and I was the only bidder. Either that or it was a buy it now. I can't remember if it was buy it now or just minimum bid, and I was the only bidder. One of the two. But to me, a lot of times a 4 like this will be the most, the most bang for your buck, because you can find one that's well-centered. And yeah, it's got maybe just a little bit of wear, but not much. It's not distracting at all. Just has a really nice, sweet, sweet look. And you don't have to pay, a lot more money. You don't have to pay several $100, $140. So that's, just moving forward. Let me see if I can get some focus here. Inching forward. I've got a long ways to go on my Willie Mays. But that's a wonderful step in the right direction. Some people may not like the image, but to me, he's got this, maybe he just hit a ball, kind of, maybe the sun was in his eyes. Determined look, that's fine with me. I absolutely love it. Oh, wow. Wow, I don't do much with modern. I'm mostly a vintage collector, but I must confess, these gilded mini diamonds, the gilded that are out of 50 with the mini diamond finish or whatever, I mean, to me, they are just absolutely, glorious. And so, Yogi Berra is one of the players I collect. Definitely a big-time Yankee contributor. Just a great guy. A cultural icon. His Yogiisms, I think, are just absolutely fantastic. So this one I've had for a while. The 2022 Topps Gilded Collection in a Gem Mint 10. I think that's such a beautiful card. And number 7 out of 50. All right, so I got a new Yogi card, and let me check. I should have done my homework here. Let me check really quick and see what I paid for it, because I like to generally share the prices. Let's see. So we're talking 2022 here. 2020, well, okay. All right, 75 bucks. This is a card that had been going around the eBay merry-go-round for quite some time. I had reached out to the seller, and I think he wanted like 125 bucks. Well, basically, he finally gave in to my offer of 75 bucks for the 2023 Gilded Collection Yogi Berra, also in a Gem Mint 10. What a sweet pair of cards. Look at that. This basically the same image, but different designs, both in the mini diamonds out of 50. This is a card I really wanted to add. I thought, really went well with my other Gilded Yogi. This is number 15 out of 50. Serial numbers on the front in 2023. Serial numbers on the back in 2022. Yeah, these gilded Shane Shoebox Legends turned me on to these. They're really pretty darn unique. And I think, super cool. They have a few parallels, but not that many. And they are, based on the base top design from each year. We'll see if they put those out this year. Somebody probably knows. I don't. But absolutely glorious. I thought, what the heck, while we're showing Yogis, and in particular Yogi in the catching pose, I would go ahead and pull out a vintage beauty that I have had for some time. And wow, this is one of my favorite Yogi Berra cards. I love 50 Bowman. That is such a sweet card. The registration, really, really nice for this copy. Oh no. I forgot to take this out of the sleeve. Check that out. That is so sweet. A little bit of wax up here, but you know what? It's just kind of like some extra clouds. Hey, it's a Vintage Greatness 3. Something's got to give, and you know what? That's just fine by me. Just fine by me. By the way, in case you're curious, this little kind of black line right here, that's part of the photograph. They all have that. Really sweet centering and really nice registration for this card. And let's go ahead and check out the back. A little wax on the back. I'm growing to kind of enjoy that because it suggests the card has not been messed with. A little wax, even a lot of wax on the back, generally doesn't bother me one iota. Oh yeah, that is what I'm talking about. Many of you know I collect Barry Bonds, starting, with some of his rookie cards, and in particular, refractors from his playing days, with a goal of getting, at least one refractor that I love from each of his playing years. And on the left, this is one I've had for a while. I tell you what, this card to me is just so glorious. The 2006 Topps Chrome Black Refractor. At some point, I'll do another video showing all of my Barry Bonds refractors. In fact, I might just have a couple more coming in the mail. But yeah, to me, this card just does it for me. I just think this is an epic design. Just so elegant, and with that black and the refractor, wow. And this one is out of 549, which, what do I think about serial numbers? Like 549 seems like a lot in the age of low serial numbers. But here's what I think. I think that something could be out of 99 and there may not be that much demand for it. Or a card like this could be out of 549 and I think that it will have, much greater demand than a lot of cards out of 99. So to me, 549 is low for that particular beauty. All right, what did I get recently as another Barry Bonds refractor? Well, technically it's not a refractor. It's an X-fractor, and I must confess, I think I'm going to be falling in love, or I think I am falling in love, hobby-wise, with these X-fractors pretty darn quickly. This one was at auction. I got it. I won for $137.50. I present to you the 2006 finest Barry Bonds Blue X-fractor. I mean, to me, these X-fractors are just, extra special, exceptional, extraordinary. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, as a mathematician, we use the variable X a lot, so I feel like I was destined to go after the X-fractor. I have a couple of Reggie Jackson X-fractors. But this is my first Barry Bonds X-fractor, and I am in love. Let's look at the back here. We got 150 of these bad boys. This is number 49 out of 150. The 2006 finest Barry Bonds X-fractor. So I collect Barry Bonds. Why? Well, I consider him the enhanced home run king. I consider Hank Aaron, whom I collect as well, to be the home run king. Hank Aaron's the natural home run king, in my opinion. And Barry Bonds, Barry Bonds is the enhanced home run king. I don't think he would have gotten past Hank Aaron without, without those Flintstone chewables that he was taking. So I collect them both. I collect Barry Bonds, and I collect Hank Aaron, and of course some other players. I think I'm a bit more of a player. Well, I'm definitely more of a player collector than a set collector, because by collecting cards of a particular player, I can get representation from the different sets. So by collecting Yogi Berra, I'm going to get, cards from all the top sets that he was in and all the Bowman sets that he was in. By collecting Barry Bonds, I'm going to get a lot of the refractors from the era that he played. Not all of them. I'm not going to pay crazy money for some, out of, if something's out of 50 and serial number to 50 and it's like, 2,000, 3,000, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass. But hey, if I can get some of his lower serial numbered refractors and not have to pay crazy money, well then, yeah, sure, I'll go after him. My goal, again, is just to have at least one that I like from each of his playing years. From 1993 was his first year where there were refractors that I'm aware of, up through 2007. I'm getting fairly close. So at some point I'll be bringing you a video to show off my Barry Bonds X-fractors and refractors. All right, that's it. I think that was 8 new purchases, 7 of which I had not shown off before, plus some old purchases. And I think I explained, why I collect Yogi, because he's the ring king, man. 10 championships as a player, and his Yogiisms, just a great guy, cultural icon. I collect Barry Bonds because, wow, 7 MVPs, just a monster. He practically broke the game of baseball. I get it. He was on steroids, so were others. That's not a fair playing field. But I collect him. I collect Hank Aaron. I didn't show any of his cards today because I don't have any new Hank Aaron purchases, because he's the natural home run king, so consistent. What a great guy, dealing with all that pressure and death threats and everything else. Just crazy, as he was going after Babe Ruth's record. And Stan the Man, such a fantastic guy, such an amazing player. I think he was 7-time National League batting champion, 3 MVPs, multiple championships, just, incredibly outstanding. And then others like Willie Mays. There's some other players I collect as well. So I tried to give you some of my rationale there. I guess I do like collecting the players that, are kind of known for something, or just sort of dominated their era, or they were one of the players dominating that era. But I also like these Yankee contributors that really made a difference in the regular season, in the postseason. So I will continue on collecting in this way. Interested in any comments you might have, if whichever out of the cards I showed today, if any of them are your favorites or you really like them. I hope you're having a great time. I hope your life is going well. I hope you're blessed. I hope your family's doing well. I hope, your job is going well. Or if you're retired, I hope that's going well. Thank you for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary. Take care, my friends.